everybody, it's Liz Cross here from PsychicLizCross.com. You can find me on Patreon / remote viewing and beyond. I just wanted to share some information with you all. I normally do this. I always ask permission from the person receiving the reading, but I had a really good reading over the weekend, and it was from a person who is really steeped in IT. That's his job. And he wanted to look at the Winklevoss twins. Again, with this new technology coming out, he just had a hunch that the Winklevoss twins would be behind it. And as we probed, it looks like that they very well could possibly be behind the new technology that's going to come out in the future that will override cryptos. And the questions were really interesting. We thought that around the end of 2024, going into 25, there would be talk of this new technology. We also asked, was the interest rate at the end of 2023 higher than 5.3%? And we got that in 2024, that interest rate would go lower. So that is another indication of a recovery in 24, 25. They start to reduce the interest rates. So just be mindful with that new technology to watch those Winklevoss twins. You know, Mr. Shakespeare is here. Do you have anything to add to that about Winklevoss?
Not particularly pertinent, other than an observation is that they would be, you would think that they would be at the forefront of anything like that. They probably can see some writing on the wall, being as how they own and operate the Gemini exchange. So, you know, that doesn't surprise me that they were going to be doing something of the next big thing. As to the interest rates, yeah, I mean, we're going to see high interest rates, I think, for this year and probably some next. But they will have to bring them down eventually. And if it's 24 or 20 by 24, then that makes perfect sense on some level. Now, of course, there could be political ramifications about keeping these rates high. There's all sorts of, you know, reasons why the Fed might be doing that currently. And some of them might not be, you know, very helpful to the guy in the street, and you know. So anyway, that's all I got to say.
Is it ever helpful to the guy on the street? Is it ever?
Well, if the reason the Feds are doing it is to break away from the globalist control, then yes, there is. But you know, if the result of that is that, you know, that's the secondary reason, not the primary reason, and the primary reason is to basically, you know, hurt and hit everybody hard, then, you know, that's not a good thing. Depends what the primary and the secondary and the tertiary reasons are. You know, what we don't know. We're going to have to do more readings on that particular topic to find out. We need to bottom that one out, as to see really, because the thought of, I know this has come out on Tom Luongo, Mind Pros, but the thought of the Fed actually helping the little guy in the street when they were never created or have ever had that purpose is still shocking, to be honest. I mean, but if it's to disrupt or destroy the, you know, the globalist, the World Economic Forum version of global slavery, then that is a good thing. Then, you know, you'd put up with pain for that. But if it's for any other reason, well, you know, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, that I understand. And we can probe that further. And you're just the man to design those questions. You understand how the questions need to be watertight. So definitely that is something we can explore. Just a little side note here also, which is the person asked, what was the most popular investment in 2024? Was it cryptos? And I got to know. I got stock market and property. And property seems to be an answer that just comes through all the time during readings. 2023, again, we recheck the stock market. That's going to be overall flat. And MicroStrategy For those of you that invest in MicroStrategy, we looked into 24.25, and we got that the MicroStrategy had gone, the price of per share had gone down. Now, you know, this isn't official financial advice, but we can certainly do these probes in order so you have an idea of what's coming down the pike on our current timeline. So anything else to add, Mr. Shakespeare, to that?
Yeah, you've just mentioned MicroStrategy. I just saw today on the news wires that Michael Saylor, the CEO, has stepped down as CEO.
I predicted that. I predicted that. Oh my God. Okay. So he stepped down. When I did a, I'm sorry, I'm excited. That's a hit, everybody. That is a hit, because when we viewed him out in 2024, the question was on a video that's lost in space somewhere. But those of you that have followed me for a long time, you'll remember this, right? It was, he was no longer the CEO of MicroStrategies. Why did he step down? Tell us.
Well, he's interestingly, he's decided that he's going to, although he's not going to be CEO anymore. Now, bear in mind, they've just taken over a $900 million hit on Bitcoin investments because their average buy costs, and they've got a lot of Bitcoin, but they're quite high. But apparently he's going to serve as chairman, and he's going to focus the company's Bitcoin strategy. So it's almost like he's being hived off. You know, I mean, he's being hived off for the day-to-day running, because at the end of the day, I mean, you know, this was never a crypto company. It's just he turned it into one. I mean, I'm just reading now they've made a loss of just over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Because 900 million of that is to do with its Bitcoin holdings. So Phong Le, the MicroStrategy current president, he's going to take his place as CEO. And then this guy is going to basically be sat in a room on his own worrying about crypto. So that's, I don't know, is that a sideways and down movement? Maybe. Don't know.
Yeah. But the question was, and you know, with these questions, when I'm doing the remote view, they have to be watertight. And the question was, is he still CEO of MicroStrategy? And I said, no. And so that's a hit, guys. That's a hit.
Oh, that's a big
hit.
Yeah,
it is. I'm so excited. You know, the thing is, I should document every single fact or prediction I put out there. But it's just so much. Look at that last video that we just did on Pelosi, right? You know, all of this stuff, it's just too much to sit there databasing. Databasing my predictions is a full-time job for somebody else. And I know that the audience tends to database the predictions sometimes. Again, I always said Elon Musk would not buy Twitter. And what happened? The newspapers were splashed all over saying, oh no, Liz, you're completely wrong. And look here in the headline news, he's bought Twitter. He's bought it. He's bought it. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. And what's happened now? Elon Musk did not buy Twitter. See, that's why you have to be careful what you read in the papers, because a lot of it's based upon assumption. It's just, you know, that's why we're here, that we try to bring clarity to everybody what's coming down the pipe. You know, the fact that the inflation rate is 5.3% and the overall inflation's at 9%. Now, you tell me, you find a person anywhere on this planet right now that says the inflation rate is 9%, because you and I both know it is not 9%. Rent alone has gone up by 50%. Over the past 2 years, and there will be another rent increase again next year. So that you can't read into that stuff. You can't sit there believing what you're told. So that's why we're here. Anyway, I just wanted to put those notes out from that reading. Again, he was very, very nice. He's super duper nice. And he wanted to share. He was happy to share. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know who you are, because I know you're listening, and love to your family as well. Okay. Well, Mr. Shakespeare, we'll roll on to the next video. Thank you.